Hey everybody, welcome back. Uncle Drew's Kitchen. You may or may not be able to see behind me on the stove, I have got a fresh pot of my great tomato sauce. I was going to say world famous. It's not world famous yet. And tonight, I am pairing it with, I think you're going to love this one, a veal parmesan sandwich. I've got fried mushrooms, onions, and peppers to go with it. I'm going to have fresh cheese. So let's get after it. Boom! Okay, prep work. Garlic, onions, and mushrooms. Let's slice and dice and set those aside for later on so we can saute them up with our hot banana peppers. Next, we'll move on to our cheese. We'll grate both Parmigiano and mozzarella. Okay, prep work for our veal. We'll season our flour up lightly with some salt and pepper and just give that a good mix. We'll set some gluten-free breadcrumbs aside, and then we'll crack 2 eggs in a very shallow dish and we'll give those a good mix, and now our egg wash is all set. So let's move on. Let's dip our veal inside our flour mixture. We can also season the veal up with a little bit more pepper or salt if you prefer. Next, we're going to take our veal and dip it in our egg wash. Let's make sure to coat the entire piece of veal thoroughly with both flour and in the egg wash. So we'll dip that on one side, we'll flip it over, and if we see that there's an area that needs a little bit more, we'll flip it over one more time. Great. Let's move on to our breadcrumbs. Now, I use a set of tongs here because if not, all of the breadcrumbs and the egg wash and the flour will start sticking to my fingers, my hands, and we don't want that. It's a little bit more difficult to work, especially when we have many more pieces of veal to proceed with. So now we've got one piece done. We'll proceed on to complete the rest of our veal. And again, process is flour, egg wash, and then into the breadcrumbs. Once we have all of our veal coated, we'll set it on a plate, set it aside. If you have other work to do, you can certainly place that in the fridge after wrapping it. So we are going to move right on to cooking. We've got our pan all heated up. We'll add some olive oil and then go ahead and add the veal directly in that pan. Be very careful here. The veal is extremely thin. This is not going to take a long time to cook. And keep in mind, we are going to be placing this in the oven as well. So really, you just need a minute or two per side here on this veal. It's a very quick cooking process. We do not want to overcook our veal by any means. Once you have that golden brown crust, give the veal a flip and do the same on the other side, and then remove it and place it into an oven-safe dish. Okay, dinner is starting to come together. We'll bring our tomato sauce over from the stove. This is freshly made today as well. This is just smelling delicious in the kitchen. So now that we have all of our veal laid out inside this oven-safe dish, we'll go ahead and adjust that camera for a second. We're slowly going to start layering in our tomato sauce on top of all of the veal. Look at that. This tomato sauce is just fantastic. You can find the full recipe for this directly on my channel. There's going to be a link right up here where you can just simply click on that. It'll take you to the tomato sauce recipe. So now we have tomato sauce on all of our veal, looking fantastic. Next, we'll move on to the cheese. The cheese just adds so much flavor. It tastes so good in the veal parm sandwich. I start out with the mozzarella. Be very generous on all of your veal here while you're adding that in. And what would a veal parm sandwich be without the Parmigiano? You need to have the Parmigiano. Here it is, freshly grated. Be generous with this as well, bringing the entire flavor of the sandwich together with that delicious tomato sauce. Look at that. And in the oven it goes. It's just really going to be to melt all of our cheese together, a short 3 to 5 minutes in the oven. Hey Google, set a timer. So for our veal parm sandwich, those are onions, mushrooms, and hot banana peppers. They're steaming. Those smell really good. Really good. My goodness. So everything's coming together right now for this meal. Pot of tomato sauce. This is just, I've been testing this all night. Hey Google, cancel the timer. I've got so many things going on. I was using Google as a timer tonight, but this is just so good. I stayed relatively clean considering. Wait till you see the veal parm, but this sauce, incredible sauce, incredible. You've got to check out the channel for the recipe. Set that, our bun nice and toasted. Always gotta have a toasty bun, and make sure you toast it in the same pan that you just fried up your veal in first before it went in the oven, and then your mushrooms and onions, because what it's gonna do is it'll absorb all the flavors that we just had in there right into the bun. I don't know if you're ready for this. Wow. So once it's finished on the stove, I add some of that tomato sauce. Then I add mozzarella and some freshly grated Parmesan. It's getting very hot though. Okay, this is now assembly time. This is going to be fun here. Be very careful with our sauce here. I like to start with sauce. The sauce is so good. Okay, now I'm going to add some of our onions, mushrooms, hot peppers. Good, boom. Now, the star of the show right here. Wow, he is a big one too. Our veal. And, oof, that looks good. You know what? I'm going to add on a little bit more sauce. It's so good, the sauce. And then I've got a little bit of extra cheese, so you know what? Why not? I still don't know how we're gonna fold this up and eat it. There you go, veal parm sandwich, Uncle Drew's Kitchen, tomato sauce recipe. Check that out on the channel. We've got fried mushrooms, onions, hot peppers, mozzarella and Parmesan grated right on there. It's milk-fed veal, toasted bun. This, I know, I can smell it, is just gonna be the best dinner I've had in a month, I think. It's gonna outwork those steak sandwiches. This is gonna be that good. This is gonna be so hot. I don't know how I'm gonna eat it. You know what? You know how we eat this? We cowboy up. I think you gotta see something so it doesn't fall. I'll get it this way. Check that out right there. Okay, everybody, Uncle Drew's veal parm sandwich. Here we go. Boom! See, this one's for you, buddy. This is the best sandwich I've had in ages. I can't believe how good this turned out tonight. This is incredible. Relatively clean. One spot, I'm not sure if that's tomato sauce or blood. I may or may not have had a little accident. But guys, Uncle Drew's milk-fed veal parm sandwich. You've got to try this. Check out the channel for the full recipe. Oh my God. This is so good, guys. I wish I could make one for the world. That's how good this is. You check out the veal. This sauce is so good, I'm gonna add some more. Remember, this is Uncle Drew's sauce. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Guys, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that like button, add a comment in on the bottom. This one tops the charts tonight. This is incredible. I love it. This is not the first time that I've made this. I've been making this for years. I'm just sharing it with YouTube now in the world. They actually have a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, chicken parm and veal parm at the Bellagio. Sorry, not the Bellagio. The Bellagio has two, but the one I was going to refer to here was at the Wynn. Go to the Wynn in Las Vegas. Tell them Andrew sent you, and Try their chicken parm, their veal parm. It is fantastic. Oh,